Donald Trump suffered a terrifying mental breakdown on Truth Social over the weekend.
Truth Central.
Yeah, that one. Let's take a look at some of what he said, which tells us so much about what he's thinking and what his administration is considering next. And understand that everything I'm going to show you here, this is really born out of desperation to change the narrative and to point people's attention in a different direction than from the economic fiasco that's growing. Let's start. Quote, just released 99.9% at the border. Best number ever recorded. 3 people got in versus hundreds of thousands in last administration. There has never been such a difference before. Congratulations, America. Looked for the data that supported this claim. Unclear what the claim even is. Was not able to find that data. It also seems that it wasn't even released by Customs and Border Protection. Trump seems to be just fabricating the entire thing. Trump continuing, quote, I'm bringing Columbus Day back from the ashes. The Democrats did everything possible to destroy Christopher Columbus, his reputation, and all of the Italians that love him so much. What the F is this guy talking about? They tore down his statues and put up nothing but woke, or even worse, nothing at all. Well, you'll be happy to know Christopher is going to make a major comeback. I am hereby reinstating Columbus Day under the same rules, dates, and locations as it has had for all of the many decades before. Now, as some of you may know, there has been a change towards calling Columbus Day, the federal holiday that is celebrated or recognized in October, to Indigenous Peoples Day. Some people now call it Indigenous Peoples Day. Many call it Columbus Day. My calendar, I'm looking now at the Google Calendar. Google Calendar still calls it Columbus Day. Different entities or organizations have different days for it. What is Trump talking about? What hill is Trump trying to die on now? Certainly one that's going to do nothing to help the fact that Trump is putting a blanket import tax called a tariff on just about everything coming into the United States. It is a distraction. It's not a particularly well calibrated or calculated one, but it is a distraction. And Trump continuing to distract about the tariffs by saying, quote, when tariffs cut in, many people's income taxes will be substantially reduced, maybe even completely eliminated. Focus will be on people making less than $200,000 a year. Also, massive numbers of jobs are already being created, with new plants and factories currently being built or planned. Doing a lot of heavy lifting here. It will be a bonanza for America. The External Revenue Service is happening. It's so important to understand. I already mentioned earlier in the show, we take in trillions in federal income tax. Tariffs in 2023 brought in 80 billion. Okay. So to even get as much money from tariffs as we get from federal income tax, we would need to put like 100, 200% tariff on everything. Things would be insanely expensive. It would never happen. But it's very important to understand that we can't just eliminate taxes. This is why these huge tax bills require buy-in from the House and Senate. You can't just go, hey, we got tariffs, I'm going to get rid of taxes. No, you can't do that. And eliminating them altogether, a political impossibility. Just not going to happen. Trump's lying. And then finally, Trump turning his attention on Act Blue. And I'll explain this in a moment. Trump posting, quote, hopefully Act Blue, the Democrats' illegal scam used to raise money, including from not allowed foreign contributions, is being looked at by authorities. The Dems only know how to win by cheating, something which they do better than any group or party in history. But now, with their terrible policies and candidates, and with people like crooked Adam Schiff, who demanded a full pardon from Sleepy Joe leading the way, it is almost impossible to reach their money goals. The USA is wise to these scoundrels and crooks. Also, why did the auto pen give Schiff a pardon? Because Biden knew nothing about it. Who operated the auto pen? That is the biggest question being asked in D.C. They almost destroyed our country. They should all be in jail. Let me give you the shortcut of what Trump is trying to do. These fundraising platforms, Act Blue, Win Red, etc. They all operate essentially exactly the same way. Donald Trump is trying to make Act Blue illegal or get it shut down while doing nothing about the Republican fundraising platforms. Another way to rig things in favor of Republicans, despite claiming now for a decade that it's all rigged in favor of Democrats. This guy's lost it. This is not normal behavior for the middle of the night for a president of the United States. And what we do see trickling down is the same sort of behavior to his followers. Your mom wants you to call her, and this Mother's Day, give her a call, but you can also consider giving her an Aura digital picture frame. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter. I've gifted these to so many folks, including my mom, no matter where I am. If we're traveling, if my daughter does something absolutely brilliant on the playground, which happens all the time, I can take a picture or a video and upload it directly into my mom's Aura frame or whoever's. I can also share access. I shared it with my brother so he can upload pictures directly as well. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. My audience can save for a limited time on the perfect gift by going to auraframes.com and getting $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. Go to auraframes.com, use the code PACMAN. The link is in the description.